The common saying is that the world is in the palm of your hand. Unfortunately, there must be some parts of that palm that we can't quite see properly, because there are a whole list of places on Earth forbidden to ever set foot upon. From dangerous and deadly islands to holy and secretive sites, we've compiled a list of places that you'll never be able to tick off that bucket list. Top 10 Best presents Top 10 Forbidden Places You'll Never Be Allowed to See. 10. Vatican Apostolic Archive. Hidden deep within the holy walls of the Vatican City lies the secret archives, now renamed the Apostolic Archives, a treasure trove of historical documents from the papacy, rumored to contain highly secretive papers, from the last letter from Mary Queen of Scots prior to her execution, to a request for a marriage annulment by King Henry VIII, and even evidence of the divine and demons not known to the outside world. The Apostolic Archive is full of secrets and mysteries that may never be uncovered. Only a select few highly qualified scholars have been allowed to take a peek inside the heavily guarded vault. But for the rest of us, mere mortals, these sacred texts will forever be out of reach. I wonder if Tom Hanks has seen them. 9. North Brother Island. Found near one of the biggest cities in the world, North Brother Island has a spotted past, ranging from an infectious disease quarantine hospital that treated patients with tuberculosis, yellow fever, and smallpox, to a housing facility for World War II veterans, and finally to a treatment facility for heroin addicts. This New York island has seen all types of people. Closed in the 60s and left to nature's will, it's now the nesting home for a large colony of black-crowned night herons, and is forbidden to humans. 8. Bangar Fort. Infamous across India, Bangar Fort is said to be haunted by the spirits of vengeful ghosts who, caught in the fort's curse, will abduct and eat anyone inside its walls after night falls. For this reason, it has been made strictly off-limits after sunset and before sunrise, arguably making this the only legally haunted place in the world. Legend has it that the fort was built by an ancient king who, in return for being allowed to build the fort, agreed to never allow any of the fort's shadows to fall across the wizard's home who lived in the area. Unfortunately, one of the king's ambitious ancestors raised the fortifications too high, and the first night that the shadow touched the wizard's home, the fort was cursed. Seems like a strange thing to curse a place for, but we aren't going to argue with a wizard. 7. Mausoleum of Qin Shi Huang. Who hasn't seen of, if not at least heard of, the famous Chinese terracotta warriors, the thousands of unique, lifelike statues buried as an honor guard for the first emperor of China, Qin Shi Huang? Whilst you can visit the museum where they were discovered, there's a darker, deeper place that no one has set foot in for thousands of years. The actual tomb of the emperor has been declared by the Chinese government as prohibited as a sign of respect, but that's not the only reason you can't get there. With a high concentration of mercury within the unexcavated tomb, and rumored to be shielded by thousands of booby traps, the 6,000 remaining terracotta warriors guarding their emperor will not be the only thing stopping you. 6. Svalbard Global Seed Vault. Carefully built 400 feet into the mountainside of a remote island in Norway, the Svalbard Global Seed Vault is the site that will save humanity, containing a series of vaults that house almost 1 million samples of different seed species from around the world. It acts as the world's insurance policy should an event of catastrophic mass destruction befall our planet. Don't let the doom and gloom get to you though. You're allowed to pop by for a quick selfie outside. Just don't expect to be led into what's ominously described as the final backup. 5. Dulce Base. Hidden beneath a small town near the border of Colorado and New Mexico lies an area more highly protected than Area 51, Dulce Base. It's said that this area houses a massive underground compound stretching over hundreds of kilometers, where aliens work in conjunction with humans to create new and advanced technologies and even perform biological experiments by creating human-animal hybrid creatures. It also was the site of Cold War-era underground missile silos, which might be where the above theories come from, but we'll leave it to you to decide which is more likely. 4. Paveglia. Have you seen the movie Shutter Island with Leonardo DiCaprio? Ever wondered what was the inspiration for this dark psychological thriller? Well, look no further than Poveglia, a small island near Venice that was once home to an asylum for the mentally ill where cruel doctors allegedly performed experiments on and tortured their patients. If that wasn't enough to haunt this island, it was also used as a quarantine colony for people infected with the Black Death. With the ghosts of the damned and tortured said to wander the island by day and night, it's no wonder that it's banned to visit. 3. Ice Grand Shrine. Japan is a culture steeped in tradition and symbolism. From the famous samurai warriors to the Shinto monks, all walks of Japanese life seem to revolve around honor and respect. The Ice Grand Shrine is no exception. In symbolic reverence to the Shinto tradition of death and renewal of nature, ever since the late 700s, the shrine is torn down and rebuilt to perfection every 20 years, costing the Japanese people over $500 million. The current shrine was built in 2013 and is the 62nd iteration of this tradition. Only open to members of the Japanese imperial family, this is one holy structure you'll have to marvel in from a distance. 2. Lascaux Caves. Covered in amazing Paleolithic paintings over 20,000 years ago, this prehistoric treasure trove of art is one place you will never set foot in. Located in the hills of southern France, these hauntingly vivid paintings depict many different animals including cats, bison, stags, and more. There is even a 17-foot-long bull mural painting in the aptly named Hall of the Bulls. Unfortunately, due to an infestation of deadly fungi and black mold, this cave is closed to the public. Luckily though, there's a perfect replica created just next door for you to wander through and explore. 1. Chernobyl. Reactor 4, the infamous site of the 1986 Chernobyl nuclear disaster, where the deadly mixture of a flawed reactor design and an inadequately trained personnel combined in a reactor meltdown that left a radioactive wasteland still prohibited to this day. So deadly are the radiation levels in the exclusion zone, an area of over 1,600 square kilometers, that to this day, the Russian and Ukrainian governments continue to actively maintain the protective protocols put in place to stop the nuclear waste spread. At the heart of Reactor 4 lies the Chernobyl sarcophagus, a mammoth structure built over the 200 tons of radioactive lava-like waste called the Elephant's Foot, designed to confine the radioactive spread. Even if you were allowed to visit this area, the latent radioactive waste would likely give you a deadly dose within minutes, causing what's known as radiation sickness, an illness that causes severe pain, vomiting, diarrhea, internal bleeding, and finally, death. There's a good reason this sits at number 1 on our list. We hope you've enjoyed watching this top 10 best list, and please, like and subscribe to catch all of our newest and greatest videos. As always, if you have any suggestions for future top 10 lists, comment down below, and who knows, maybe you'll see your name and idea come to life in the near future. Thanks for watching.